Welcome to Gaming is Essential. Today I'm going to do something different. Instead of playing Life is Strange 2 gameplay, I'm going to talk about uh, some news, like PS5 reveal date news. As of right now, when I'm doing this voiceover recording, there's no specific date available out there that actually tells you when the event is going to take place. However, uh, we do have some rumors that I found on T3.com by Matt Evans that on a PS5 Restore forum, GameSpeed reporter Jeffrey Grubb has revealed the PS5 event is currently planned for June 4th. And that was, I would say, probably like a few weeks ago. And then based on the article, it continues saying that it's certainly possible this was the plan all along. Sony was going to skip E3 2020, which was scheduled to take place from June 9th, to debut the console a week before the world's biggest gaming convention will certainly take the wind out of Microsoft's sail, which had planned a series of panels to reveal more about the Xbox Series X. As I further dig into PS5 reveal date, there is also rumors from WCCF Tech that the date might change a little bit, but it will still be early June. And that makes me think, why early June? Let's put that aside and we'll talk about later. As right now, I also noticed that there's rumor about there's going to be Sony's going to feature limited third-party games, and that makes me think: does that mean Sony is actually going to feature more PS exclusive games? That would totally make more sense, right? It's a PS5 reveal event, so it would be better to reveal something that's actually exclusively on PlayStation than other device to have the best quality out there. As much as I wish and I want to talk about games that's going to be as third party and going to be released on PlayStation, but if the game is going to be on PlayStation, it's most likely going to be on PC. If it's going to be on PC is going to have the best graphic out there. So showcasing a game that's actually on PC, it's going to be on PC, and then using PlayStation to showcase that, it's not gonna make people to want to purchase PlayStation at all. Instead, they'll be like, "I'm excited for the game." At least for me, I'll be excited for the game, but I'll be waiting for the PC version to come out. So that's just my opinion. So I'm gonna focus on PlayStation exclusive in this video, and yeah, there is a few exclusive title in PlayStation 4 that we are already aware coming this year, which is The Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima. We know that's going to be PlayStation exclusive, and they're going to be released and probably with smart delivery as well. So what else can we expect? That's the big question here. Personally, the reason why I think they put the event early June is so that they can actually release probably another video or trailer or gameplay before The Last of Us Part 2 release, which I believe it will really help the sales eventually. And Ghost of Tsushima is actually released on, I think it's around July, mid-July maybe. And if that's the case, then that will definitely be a part of the another trailer that would actually help out, I think. However, it's not going to be like a huge help out, but it's not going to be displaying so much about. It's not going to display what PS5 can actually deliver. Instead, it's more like something we are already aware and we're excited to see it. But that's about it, nothing else. Now let's talk about other titles such like God of War, Days Gone, Firewall Zero Hour, Spider-Man, Uncharted, Horizon Zero Dawn. These are the few titles that I think they are the biggest, or well, maybe I'll say the best games in PS4 genre, in PS4 console. Other than Firewall Hour, I didn't play that game because I don't have a VR device, and I'm not really into VR due to the quality of the screen. I know technically the screen resolution and everything is quite high already, but I'm just not a fan of the VR design as of right now. I hope they're gonna make it better in the future, but not right now. Put that aside, however, that is the only FPS VR game that's exclusive based on my research. I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong at the bottom of the comment. Then we do have Uncharted, but that title kind of just finished the whole series, I think maybe 2 years ago. And Naughty Dog has been working on The Last of Us Part 2 since then. So I'm not looking forward to see any Uncharted game in the near future for a year at least, or two, until The Last of Us Part 2 is completely finished and released with, if there's any DLC or update, everything after that, then maybe we'll see something. Days Gone is another title that released last year. It was a really good game, and we do have a lot of zombie apocalypse games already, and Days Gone is definitely one of a kind, since it is probably one of the only title in PlayStation that I am aware of that has like a zombie horde that will attack the player. And despite its flaw, I believe it's a great game. However, it kind of have a conflict with the Last of Us Part 2 genre, which is also kind of having the same background, zombie apocalypse, trying to survive and things, and with working with family and things like that. So, and the time is a little bit too short. I won't be surprised if they don't show anything this year. Probably something next year, then that would be reasonable. And by then we'll probably have Unreal Engine 5 to see something even better design wise. Spider-Man, it's about in the same boat as Days Gone, even though it's a year earlier than Days Gone. But Unreal Engine 5 is amazing, and even if Insomnia games could reuse all the texture, buildings, like most of the stuff, they can probably reuse it. But I will hope Insomnia takes more time to develop a much better graphic gameplay. Something that I do notice when Sony announced the solid state drive in the previous PS5 hardware event, they did use Spider-Man as one of the example to talk about how the fast travel, you're actually in the subway, and that's actually the loading time for the hard drive. If they switch it to a solid state drive, it'll be instantly, and that is a hint that might let us know that the Spider-Man is coming, but I doubt it. I believe it's gonna take another few years. Instead of having a Spider-Man 2, a new sequel of it, I would say it's more likely to have a definite edition of the Spider-Man to come out on PS5, since then you'll have a direct comparison for PS4 and PS5. Spider-Man is not as new, but it was so fun and to play with it. I bet most of the people won't mind to play a second time if it's on PS5, and of course the higher graphic and everything. Now we're actually down to God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn. God of War, we actually have a little bit more information than Horizon Zero Dawn. The Santa Monica studio has been teasing us with information here and there since I think March 2020 or May 2020. Yes, I think it's March 2020. And we do have a little bit of information saying that they're probably going to reveal something in May 2020, like how to reveal a boss battle against the enormous demonic bird that was cut from the 2018 game. That kind of tells us that the studio actually have maybe a few enemies that was cut from the 2018 game. They could add it into the next game. That would actually, I won't say like speed up the whole process a lot, but at least we might see it a little bit sooner than expected. Also from inverse.com, they actually post Santa Monica had a job post in June, back in June, and it hint they are hiring someone who must have knowledge of God of War 2018 and be able to speak in depth about the combat system, mechanics, and enemies. That kind of hint us that they have already began the process to develop a game last year, and what else can I say? They are already in the development process at least a year, maybe two or more. So we could get a trailer or gameplay in June when the event begins. That would be super excited if that's the case. The last game I'm going to talk about is Horizon Zero Dawn, and this is one of the game that we actually have the least information what's going on, even though they have been released, I think 3 to 4 years. I think I'm thinking about 4 years ago. I could be wrong, but it's been a while since it first released. I believe it's 2017. That's when it released, so that would be 3 years actually. And we do have DLC after the release. However, we haven't heard anything about it since then. The only thing we know about like what's going on is that in early this year they said that there will be comic release in August of this year about Aloy and alternative version of Aloy to continue the journey basically in a comic version. And also in I think April of this year as well, they have released information to that the game will be a trilogy, so we'll expect two more games for this title at least. If we put it in the best scenario ever, then we'll probably get God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn trailers. It kind of makes sense, I guess. Like if Sony want like all like players to get hype and buy the console, then in if I'm doing it, then I'm most likely gonna ask the best titles in my game, like in on this console, to throw out some trailers, which is God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn. We already have Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima. So it will be awesome to see all four of them in the event and having the trailer. Then everyone will be so hyped, and maybe, and that's just maybe, we might see some. Now I'm going to talk things more towards a little bit more towards a rumor. Like all the games we just talked about, even though it's rumor, but at least we are aware that there's going to be a new title that's been working on, or at least we are aware that there will be a sequel to it. But now I'm going to talk about the game that we know is more like a rumor and could be totally wrong, and there's no game about it at all. While I'm so excited to see a Silent Hill game, but and I'm aware that we did have one that got canceled back in I think 2007 or so or eight. That one was supposed to be on a console as well. However, a static gamer, aka the Golem, posted this a few days ago that Sony Japan Studio is currently working on a PS5 exclusive Silent Hill game that is a soft reboot. It's not a remake, and it's going to be developed by Toyama. Composer is going to be Akira Yaomoka, and Masahiro Ito is doing the art. All three of them participated development process back in Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 2, I believe. And both composer and the artist are actually participating most of the Silent Hill games in the past. So that's kind of nice. Yeah, so after I read that news, I'm kind of excited already, and that will be a huge surprise this will be a huge surprise if we can actually see the trailer and the gameplay, the demo on the PS5 Reveal Event. Since I think most of the game that I just mentioned is not even close to a demo yet. Even if there's a demo, it's something that we already have expectation. Like, we know how the God of War is gonna work, like how the gameplay gonna work. It's not gonna be that different than the previous one. Same thing goes with Horizon Zero Dawn. It's probably gonna be more gadget and things like that, but it's not gonna be that different. Silent Hill, on the other hand, is that we is a totally an old IP that's a new IP kind of feeling. So it would be nice to see it. Well, that's it for today. If you guys liked the video content, please hit the like button below. This will be more like a transition content that I'm going to try it out. And if you guys like to see more content, let me know. So I will do the transition and probably stop the gameplay idea at, like, just cut it all out. And yeah, thank you for your time.